Guys, this is Fusebox, and you did it. We're at 100 subs. The channel has finally hit its first big milestone. So there's only one thing to do. We gotta get to 200 subs. But thank you, for real. Everybody that supported me, got me this far, I appreciate it. The only way to grow is to grow, so like, comment, share, sub, I appreciate it. But today, I'm gonna take on something that I just have been dreading. It's a hero guide, and it's a great hero. But every time I see this hero, I just know I'm gonna sleep a little bit less at night. But we're gonna get into her. So let's just do it. Rector Drath. This is like something went wrong at the church, and she was sent in to fix it, right? It's that face. It's the face. I'm telling you. My dog won't even stay beside me. She normally is sleeping right here in a bed, right here. Not today. Not today, because Rector Drath has shown up. But aside from the fact that she needs a helmet really bad, she's an amazing hero. And aesthetically, it's a cool looking champ. She's got this Death Star thing, the mace of punishment in her hand. She's one of the Night Revenants. She's a support champ, and she really is absolutely amazing. She saves tons of money on shoes because they never wear out because she can levitate. Let's get into her kit. She's absolutely amazing. I can't pretend she's not. I just would rather avert my eyes. But other than her scaring me a little bit, we're gonna get right into her. Her A1, not what she's about. She's definitely not like a damage dealer. She's a support champion, but this does have a chance to put decrease attack, which is absolutely a great ability on an A1. Drop the attack of somebody, helps to protect your team, so it still fits in with a support type champion. And that does go up from 35% to a 50% chance, which is a pretty solid chance for an A1. So we'll take that, right? Now let's get into her good stuff. Necro Mutation. Sounds about right. Heals all allies by 20% of this champion's HP. Very important. We'll get into that in a minute. After healing, it puts a perfect veil on any champion that has full HP. And if they don't have full HP, it puts a continuous heal on them. This is like a really smart kit. What this does, first of all, let's talk about, we can make her very high HP to make that heal even larger. We can kind of control that being a ginormous heal, and it goes up with books. And the cooldown drops with books. Clearly, you want to book her A2 without a doubt. But it's a great big heal. If it tops anybody off, they get a perfect veil, which makes them take a little bit less damage and makes them untargetable unless everybody's under a perfect veil, which happens a lot with her. She can pair up great with anybody that needs a perfect veil. Oboe, remember just the other day, somebody like that would pair up great with Rector Drath. But if she doesn't top them off, she gives them a continuous heal instead of perfect veil, which will help to top them off. It's a brilliant heal, absolutely kind of like a smart kit she has. Now, on a 4-turn cooldown with books, clearly you want to book this A3. Spirit form will revive and single allies, just one single revive, with 60% HP, fills her turn meter by 60%, places perfect veil on them for 3 turns. This is for sure a great revive. It gives you an absolute chance of coming back around to your moves, actually surviving a little bit of damage. It's a second chance for somebody on your team. And a 4-turn cooldown is not bad at all, especially if she's coming back around and healing everybody. Then she has a passive, and this is also great. It's extra heals. Whenever an ally under veil or perfect veil gets a turn, you'll see how many veils she puts out. It's ridiculous. She heals them every time it's their turn by 10% of their max HP. It also increases the resistance of allies under a perfect veil by 50. Combine that with, in the Doom Tower, she gives a 55% resistance aura. So remember, anybody under a perfect veil or a veil gets 50 extra resist. Her aura gives 55. That's 105 resist that she throws on your entire team by putting them under a veil and being in your lead. She's absolutely an amazing hero, an amazing reviver / healer. So let's look at her mastery. That's how you want to build her. You don't want to worry about damage. If you're really early game and you pulled her and she's your main support, I could see you possibly going straight down into War Master to help. But honestly, this is the best build you're going to get. So let's look at what we did. More HP. That means more heals, right? We took that. Then we increased the value of heals by this champion by 5%. Obviously going to help quite a bit. Increase the amount of healing and the value of shields. If anybody is under 40% HP when she puts it on, even better. We're going to increase their heals in clutch moments. Rapid response. 30% chance of increasing turn meter by 10% when a buff that she casts is expired. She's always putting out continuous heals, veils. When those are removed or expired, she's going to speed up, coming back around to her moves. Same reason I took Cycle of Magic. In a clutch moment, I want to get back to that revive or back to that big heal. Now, just for building her, I was doing a lot of HP sets, immortal sets. So I took Lore of Steel. Depending on how you gear, it's an amazing ability to take. Lasting Gifts. Might as well put continuous heals and veils on for longer. Just kind of, what else was I going to do? Maybe Sniper if you want to land that attack down. But that's not her bread and butter, so I took Lasting Gifts. I do love this on a good reviver / healer, Spirit Haste. It increases her speed by 8 for each dead ally. Stacks up to 24. If allies start dropping, I need her to start moving. Rector Drath has to get those feet on the ground and start pedaling, because her job is to bring me back to life or heal me before I die. Timely Intervention, such a clutch move when things start going south. It increases her turn meter by 20% whenever an ally drops below 25% health. We're going to boost her turn meter yet again to get her back into that clutch heal or revive, whichever we need. And then in here, I took extra resist. I definitely like her resist aura, her extra resist she puts on the team. I kind of played off of that. Decrease the damage received by this champion by 8% when she takes a critical hit. I need her to be alive, right? So I took that. Increases the amount of healing and the value of shields that she receives. Might as well be healing herself as strong as possible. She needs to be the last one standing. Has a 50% chance to remove one debuff from this champion when they lose 25% or more of their max HP. Just kind of a reassurance. That's all this stuff is. Specific moves take less damage as you take hits by them, and a chance of increasing turn meter when an ally is attacked with a critical hit, because if they're hit with a crit, I need her to be boosting up her turn meter, coming back around with a heal. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second, because this is these support champions. There are some unique skills for support champions that do a good job, and this really will boost her up. So we've looked at her kit, we've looked at her masteries. Let's talk about how I built her out. I went with all HP rolls percentage, and I used Immortal Gear all the way through. Immortal Gear gives you that 15% extra HP, which I'm trying to get her HP high. It also heals her every single turn for 3% of her HP. And she has a lot of HP. So this is going to keep her alive, and I have 3 sets of this right here. 3 full sets giving me this. So 9% heal every turn with 60%, do the math, 45% chance of 45% extra HP just from these sets. So on my gear, speed. I wanted speed, accuracy. I didn't go crazy for accuracy, but it was something that I did want to get up, because landing that decreased attack can help you out. Again, look at that speed. You see some amazing speed rolls. I went a little bit crazy with speed so that I could actually get her moving through. I mean, I didn't go crazy. 221. She's fastest on most teams. HP percentage, HP all the way through. I did go with an accuracy banner. but I happen to get 2 HP percentage rolls on it. Kind of made up for not using an HP banner, without a doubt. So in the end, her total stats, basically a lot of HP. I took defense where I could get it, over attack, tons of speed, tons of HP. That's the biggest, most important part of her kit. And then if you can get around 200 accuracy or above, you're going to get more utility out of her A1. Back to books. Absolutely got a book 3, got a book 2. 1, if you want to skip out on it, you can. But man, that's really not a bad utility move on an A1. As long as everything's on cooldown, that's all she has, and you could be taking attack down on people. Let's get Rector Drath into some content and show you what she can do. You can take her absolutely anywhere. By the way, this Griffin boss, just to talk about him, because I'm doing normal first, he doesn't seem like much of a threat. If you've played him, you probably blew right through him. Just take as few debuffs as you can and as few buffs as you can, and there's almost no threat. If you're very strong, you'll kill him before he ever starts racking up speed and attack. Just be warned, he's not going to stay that way. So I'm going to work on a guide for this guy. Rector Drath, I'm basically going to blow right through him. So I need to push before I can take her into Doom Tower and show her off. But what I will do is take her into, I do believe Faction Wars is up. So let's throw her right into stage 20. Let's do some farming. We could go with maybe a little less attack, and we'll take Sinesha for some extra heals. Basically, this is pretty much easy to auto farm. Everybody's under perfect veil already. Every time they take a move, they're getting a heal. Let's slow this down. Look, she heals, they get their move. And now it's her turn. She's going to take... She does that for herself as well. She did her little A1. Every time they're under a veil, she heals them before they get their move. Absolutely cool. It pretty much makes sure you're always topped off. She's paired up with a miscreated shield, which is great. Just going to make it even harder to get through. Pretty much what we're worried about is nothing, because we're going to be under veil taking less damage. If they knock us down enough that she can't heal them fully, she'll put continuous heal, like right here. Let's see if she struggles to heal them, because that bomb's going to take 1 or 2 out, I'm quite sure. Maybe not. Oh, it's a 3-turn bomb, so we're fine. Alright, after all that, we have a lot of ground to make up. So let's see how this goes. We'll speed this up. Man, it's so fast. I just slow it back down. Alright, so she should be next. And 1 heal, everybody is topped off. It's such a strong heal. Her heals are truly stronger than her revives. But her revive, it's every 4 turns. Getting back around to it's important. You might want that reflex set. You might want relentless if the revive is your most important feature out of her. But she heals every time they take a turn. Sometimes it looks like it's her turn and it's not. So there's her revive. We do have to get back around to another one. But as we're taking care of these people, we're going through our turns. We'll get that revive back up. And should be no problem. Let's speed this up. We don't have to be here all day. But yeah, I don't like looking at her in the eyes, but she's an amazing hero. It's true. Doom Tower, later Doom Tower, it just reset. It is one of my favorite places for her, because all that extra resist really does matter. Those debuffs coming in on you, it's absolutely great for the Nether Spider. So these guys are putting up unkillable. Hopefully it takes enough turns that we actually revive our full team. That'll give us our 3-star as we're farming this, and maybe we'll get us a good speed glyph, right? It's gonna give me like a 3-star attack glyph, you watch. I almost wouldn't mind We should be getting close to bringing back Sinesha. Hopefully, if it's not a random ally, there we got Sinesha back. So all we really got to do, we're probably gonna kill him before we do our full rounds here. We'll just let it go. Let's see. 2 more rounds. I'm gonna smash purposely into the unkillable, just to see if we can get a 3-star here. Maybe one more turn. I think we're good. I think we can auto this. I think we'll be good. And so here we should get our last member back. There we go. Now we just finish off these 2, and it's a 3-star. I probably didn't have to manual it, but hey, that's what manual's for. When you want to make sure things go the way you want, use it. Let's go into progression, dungeons. This is where she's actually amazing. You usually want to revive her on Ice Golem. If you're going hard on Fire Knight, you might need one. Ice Golem's a great place to bring her. We'll just throw her in. I believe I have Melga. Looks like I went with got a crazy team in here. So let's let her be our only support. We'll give it all. We'll put it all in her hands. But I would like to have some speed. Let's take the Batman to speed us up, and we will let her be our lead. The ads at the end of this put some nasty debuffs up. So we've got damage going on, we've got speed going on, we've got some debuffs. Rector Drath's job is simply to keep everybody under that veil, healed up, continuous heals if they're not topped off, and revive anybody that has a oopsie, right? There you go. So Rector Drath, I mean, there she is. She's got amazing base speed, 109, just to start working with. That's absolutely great. You want her to be fast. She's got a little extra resist in her kit. You could, she's all about that resist. But building her up, really high HP, really fast. That's all. That's the most important part. Accuracy is a bonus. It's a bonus that you may or may not can afford. Well, I just got rid of that. Get back up here. And a lot of it's going to come down to your Great Hall. The Great Hall is truly a difficult, long grind. And so it may come down to, do you have resist? Do you have accuracy in here? Looks like it's time for me to level up something. I'm going to have to do that. But hey, no shards, no shards. If you got her, she's absolutely worth using. I will say, I believe Doom Tower is probably her strongest place. That resist aura is made for Doom Tower, so that is definitely kind of her strong point. She's great in faction wars. 100%, you're going to need somebody who can revive. She can do that job for you. There it is, guys. Thank you again for the 100 subs. Let's keep it going. I've got a lot of guides to make. I will be off call by this weekend, and I'll have a lot more energy. And I plan on trying to return the favor. You guys have done a lot for me. I'm going to try to do a lot for you. Every day I'll get something out for you. I do want to do a guide on the Griffin in the Doom Tower, but I really need him to get a little more difficult before I do it. As of right now, take your best single target healer, damage dealers, and you can do it with rares. So as we climb, I'll go ahead and start building. I already have several ideas and plans on how to beat him. It's not going to be, I don't think it has to be all that hard. It might be time consuming, but now, if you haven't noticed, they actually go by turns instead of speed, or maybe a combination of the two. So turns taken. So if you beat it in 10 turns, that's how you rank now, instead of, what's the global ranking? 4 turns. So I took 4 turns and killed that sucker. So that's 1 wave, 2 waves, 2 hits, dead. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. But anyway, it's not about time anymore. I guess maybe they did that because of people like bosses like this. It's going to sometimes require you to throw out debuffs and carefully let them fall off before he takes his turn. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually love that it's difficult, but for now it's easy. So we're gonna stay off a guide until it comes down to it. But have fun. Good luck. There will be a lot of pulling going on. Is it this weekend? I believe it's this weekend. We're going to start a new fusion event, so there will be a lot of shard pulling going on. We should have a 10x and then an ancient shard 2x. Those are always fun because everybody usually has a lot of those. So get prepared. Get prepared. I'll be going through it with you, and until next time, enjoy the grind.